Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at SukaSuka episode 2. So, this was a lot better of an episode. I really enjoyed this one. We learn a lot about the world in general. We learn first off, and I think most relevant, is the Leprechauns. These little girls are literally weapons where, there's a part where they're playing, looks like kickball or dodgeball, and when the ball goes too far, one of the girls falls off the cliff. And when Willem goes and checks her, she's completely fine. But even though she's bleeding from the head and she's hurt, everyone else is like, "Oh, hey, just get the ball and come back up here." And he realizes something's very different with these girls, and that's what we learn more from the maid, who talks to us about what their purpose is. So we find out that there are beasts in the world, and they were caused by like a different type of human being, and these beasts have been rummaging around and have not died, even though the other humans that made them have died off at this point. And the only things that could fight them are these things called dug weapons, or braves as they're called too. And these weapons could only be harnessed by the people that are now gone from the world. But leprechauns were made specifically to use the weapons and be able to use them effectively. But at the same token, they're expendable. They can be killed, and no one really gives a shit about them because for the most part they are just made to be like that. And we learned, even more so about the one girl. I think her name's Clothra or something like that, but I'm going to call her Chloe because it's a lot easier, the girl with the blue hair. We learned that apparently she's going to die in 5 days because there's going to be another enemy that's going to attack, and she's able to sacrifice herself to actually destroy it, or at least semi-destroy the creature, rather than, everyone dying in the process of trying to fight it. So these little girls and these girls in general feel like they are just expendable creatures, and that's really sad. It really is terrible in its own right. But what's even worse is the fact that William knows he's really not able to do anything to stop it. That's what sucks even more about it, is that he can try as much as he wants, but he's just one man who's unable to do anything for them. And he talks about his own past a little bit, where apparently he knew a girl very similar to these girls that used to use one of the dug weapons, and unfortunately it's the same one that actually Chloe's using. But he remembers that he wasn't able to do anything to stop her from using it either, and the cost of her own life most likely. This episode had what I felt like was true, honest to God, depression to it. Like, you felt bad for these girls because you realize they're just weapons. It's literally just weapons. Last week's episode, I know people were talking about how they felt the feels and all. I'm like, I didn't feel any of that because last week's episode really did a lot of tropey things. The beginning first 5 minutes were just focused on the two pairings together, and it was just meant to seem like it was kind of dramatic, but it really wasn't anything that special. In this week's episode, we get more fluff from it. We get more character, building, and we get more world building. So now we know what the threat is. We know what these characters are like. We understand their struggles to a point. This is what I wanted from the show, and this is where I'm going to feel like this show is going to take the turning point and go constantly down a better route. Anyways, guys and girls, I enjoyed this episode, but what do you guys feel? Do you feel like it's still as, okay as episode 1? I know some people actually agreed with me. They thought episode 1 wasn't that great. And I appreciate you guys that, actually defended me, because I know that people said, no, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm like, it's not the greatest thing ever. It was, at least episode wasn't that great. But this episode, way better, way better. In general, I'm happy that it seems like all episode 2s, all the episodes today, for example, like Bastard Instructor, which I reviewed also, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. For the most part, that was also way better too. So it seems like everything that came out today was awesome for the most part. Anyways, guys and girls, I will talk to you later. I'm going to go pass out for a little while because I have not slept since yesterday. I'm tired. I'll talk to you guys later. If, as always, you like these reviews, please hit the subscribe button, share the video, like the video, the whole nine. Bye-bye, everyone.